Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Floodgate Funhouse. Population CB. Anyways, hello and welcome to the Chucast. To the Whoop, welcoming you to KCC Season 4 Week Number 2. I've been watching a lot of old content for the end of year montage, so I almost said WCBL, but that wouldn't have been right. Anyway, this week, after coming off a really nice win versus Kylo, we're fighting stun, garbage, bullshit. Anyways, CB's draft consists of Subterrors, Generaider, True Draco, S-Force, Rika, Aromage, Extrav, Anti-Spell, Tikaboo, and Ash at 2 copies. So, what is the game plan going in? CB draft is really scary if he's going first, so essentially this entire week falls on RPS. So, our game plan going into this week is spell and trap card removal is really fucking good. We have Lightning Storm, and adding 3 copies of both Cosmic Cyclone and MSD gives us 8 copies to remove problematic floodgates and other things like that. If we can't deal with the floodgates, we're bringing decks that either don't care about anti-spell or don't care as much about Tikaboo. You know, Time Thief can just sit on Redoer and win the game because of it. Raidraptor can kind of play through Tikaboo. Doesn't do it easily, but it does make a play under Tikaboo, which is important. Then lastly, it's probably going to be Swingance. So, let's get into some games, baby. Match 1 is Time Thief versus Generaider. We're going first, starting with a summon of Regulator, activating the effect and getting ashed. Luckily, with Shade Brigandine and Strangulanias in hand, we're able to still end on a Redoer with Bounce, setting 1 and passing. CB starts by activating Extrav, drawing 2, then activating Boss Stage, setting 1, and in end phase, we activate Redoer, spinning the Boss Stage to the top of the deck. In standby, we forget to activate the Redoer to steal the Boss Stage, but it doesn't end up mattering, because even if we did, he would have drawn a Boss Stage for turn. With Flyback off the top, we set 1 and attack in, passing. CB struggles to get back into the game, because, you know, the Redoer bounces are pretty crazy, and Boss Stage is, like, the best card of the deck. He has a bunch of high-level idiots in hand, so he can't really get anywhere, and it takes a few turns, but we finally swing for game on turn 7. Game 2, CB is going first, starting with an Extrav to draw 2, then activates Boss Quest, revealing Har, then adding Boss Fight and Boss Stage. CB activates Boss Stage, then summons Condemned Witch, adding Chalice to hand, setting 3 and passing. In draw phase, Boss Stage activates, and we chain Cyclone to remove it. Unfortunately, CB activates Boss Fight, replacing the Boss Stage, allowing it to activate, summoning Har from the deck and the tokens. We summon Shade Brigandine, and CB chains Condemned Witch to try and summon Lopter, so we chain Callbite to negate. We summon a Bezel Ship, overlaying into Redoer and trying to attack in. CB activates Monstrosity, summon Frody, removing Redoer. With a top deck Lopter, CB summons it and swings for lethal. Game 3, we're going first, starting by activating Shade Brigandine, then summoning Raider's Wing, overlaying for 4 Strix, searching, singing, and summoning both it and the Raider's Wing from graveyard. We link for Y-Strix, summoning a Strangle from deck. We overlay for a second 4 Strix, adding a Strangle and setting PK Force from deck. We link for Bardiche, sending Boots for Fogblade, then banishing Boots for Shade Brigandine, setting 2, and passing. CB starts by activating Extrav, drawing 2, then activates Boss Quest, revealing Naglfar, adding Boss Fight and Boss Stage. He activates Boss Stage, normal summoning Lopter and setting 2. As he moves to end phase, we activate PK Force, banishing 4. CB chains Lopter, tributing itself, so we chain Callbite to negate, then summon Satellite Cannon off of PK Force, wiping the back row. Unfortunately, CB has the second Boss Stage in hand, activating it and passing. In draw phase, Boss Stage triggers, summoning Hela and the 4 tokens. We summon Shade Brigandine and Strangulanias, then activate Prohibition, calling Har. We overlay into Dark Rebellion, popping Boss Stage with Bardiche, then use both Dark Rebellion and Satellite Cannon Falcon's effects to lower the token's attacks, attacking in for just under lethal, 400 off. Unfortunately, we're forced to pass here, as we have no way of killing CB. CB summons Condemned Witch, adding Chalice, setting 1 and passing. In standby, CB activates Witch, summoning Lopter, then activates a Lopter for Naglfar. We move to battle, swinging in, but CB activates Chalice to boost Naglfar, and then we chain our own Chalice targeting Dark Rebellion, being able to attack over Naglfar, and finally swing for lethal. Match 2 is Raidraptor vs Subterror. We're going first, summoning Tin Goldfish, triggering Kage to Kage to summon an overlay for 4 strikes. We activate the effect and unfortunately get ashed, forcing us to set 3 and pass. Luckily for us, CB does the same, passing back. He activates Book on our 4 strikes, but we flip it back up and activate the effect for Singing. CB chains Tikaboo, and luckily we have the Cyclone to remove it. We summon Tribute, sending Mimicry, then summon Singing, linking into Y, summoning Wing. We overlay into Raider's Knight into Stranger, setting Skip Force to Arsenal Falcon, summoning Strangle, reviving Singing and linking to Bardiche, floating to Ultimate Falcon. We overlay into Redoer, then summon Shade and Wing, overlaying for Knight and swinging for lethal. Game 2, CB is going first, activating Duality for Tikaboo, setting Guru and 3 back row, passing. On our turn he flips Tikaboo, Shadow Imprisoning, and the band plays on. We prolong the game as we can win if we draw Lightning Storm perhaps, but alas we don't see it, and by the time he adds Fiendess, it's, kinda over anyway. Let's just move on to Game 3. Game 3, we're going first, summoning Tribulanius and Shade Brigandine, and styling on our opponent by not activating Tribulanius' effect. If CB drew Ash, we may have been a bit fucked. Not that much though, because we drew 3 extenders. Anyways, we end up going full combo uninterrupted, with the only way of interacting with our board being a Santa Claus and a set card. We PK Force into Satellite Cannon Falcon, and CB forfeits, winning us the week, baby! Match 3 is Gaia vs Aroma. We offered a tier 4 face-off with CB since I've already won the week, and here we are. We're going first, just passing because I instinctively chose first. It's whatever. CB starts by summoning Evilthorn, using the effect for 2 more, then summoning Laurel and linking into Jasmine, activating the effect for Marjoram. This triggers Laurel to gain life, triggering Jasmine to add a Marjoram to hand. CB discards Angelica, then summons it from grave, synchro summoning Sweet Marjoram, adding Blessed Winds, setting 1, and passing. Want me to save you like 10 turns of me slowly losing because I can't draw a Cursed Dragon? Yes? Good. Me too. Unfortunately, while we're struggling to find the second piece of the fucking puzzle we need to get into the game, CB is slowly amassing advantage until we have 0 chance to beat him. But CB is amassing crazy advantage, and eventually gets to a ton of big attack point fuckers that we just can't deal with. And we lose game 1 because we can't draw what we need. Lamau. Game 2, we force CB to go first, and he starts by activating Aroma Garden and Aroma Gardening. He activates the effect of Gardening, summoning Rosemary, then summons Laurel, linking into Jasmine. Laurel triggers to gain life, adding Angelica off Jasmine, discarding it and summoning it from the grave. He activates Jasmine, summoning Cherubime from deck, passing. We start with MST on Gardening, then summon a Magical Knight Gaia, summoning Cursed Dragon from hand, adding Spiral Fusion from deck. We Spiral Fusion a Dragon Champion, equipping Spiral Strike, attacking over both of his monsters, triggering Cherubime, summoning Lone Fire. In main 2, we activate Dragon Champion, popping Lone Fire, and pass to CB. Luckily for us, CB is essentially tempoed out of the game, unable to summon any monsters it seems, and passing every turn. When we activate another Spiral Fusion a few turns later, CB forfeits. I guess wanting to move to Game 3, even though I don't think we had lethal that turn. Game 3, CB is making us go first, so we just set MST and pass. CB starts with Aroma Gardening, then activates Double Cauldron and Aroma Gardening, passing back. We activate Lightning Storm, then summoning Magical Knight Gaia, attack in, and pass turn. CB activates Rose Princess to add White Rose Cloister, which we MST, forcing him to activate Gardening, set 1, and pass. We activate Galloping Gaia, then attack in, CB summoning Angelica from deck with Gardening, holding us off for the turn. Luckily, CB doesn't draw the greatest top deck, and we're able to use Double Spiral Fusion and Ultra Poly on the following turn to make some big fucking idiots and swing for game. So, winning week 2 puts us on a nice 2-0 record with +4 differential, which is pretty good. I really did go into these 2 weeks thinking I would go X2 or 1-1. So it's nice to go 2-0 at the start of the season. It could have gone a little differently depending on how CB interacted with that Subterror versus Raidraptor game in Game 3. That's what it was. But yeah, if he had Santa Claus the 4 Strix, maybe he would have had the Tikaboo face down, and we would have really had, what, Bardiche and Alt Falcon, so it may have, I don't know. We can't really tell how it would have gone down. But, good games to CB. If I won every fucking RPS, so, that's just how the fucking cookie crumbles, I guess. If I do have to fight CB in the playoffs, I'm really fucking scared. Because the only reason we won is because we won RPS every time, so we didn't really have to worry about going second versus Floodgate Funhouse. So, next week we're going against Onyx and the Deltaville Dragon Maids, and I've got something fun planned. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Comment, rate, subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and if you want to see more, you know where to look. Bye-bye!